could be a bit of an issue. He is playing for the jump peak though, so hopefully we'll still be able to get a bit of an early warning sign, and there it is. He spots at least 2 players coming up from short, wants to try and at least take 1 player with him, and now has help. It doesn't matter. The rotation's already up, and tabseN, he's doing it all. 3 kills to his name already, and surprisingly still hanging on from that truck for another few seconds. He will eventually fall, and that's left us in the equal 2-on-2. But it's delayed massively. It hasn't allowed Apeks any time to get that bomb down, and you can see now Sirison on the flank. No! He doesn't manage to land the shots, doesn't even do any damage, and now they know they can isolate the fight against Xanthars. The issue is, it's Xanthars that you're fighting. He hits these headshots, he's so dangerous, and well, they can't get past him. He's like a brick wall in heaven. But 40 seconds, and nothing has been done yet, Wolfie. They really need to get a move on towards one of these bomb sites, and it's looking like it's definitely going to be A. But you've got that MP9 up close, you've already got Sirison kicking it off with a kill from the bomb site. And let's see what can be done. Keto, he makes his position known as he drops the molly. That might give a chance now for Dennis up close to get the drop on him, but no! Keto swings in instead, gets the AK now in play, a second kill to be found, and he's just basically single-handedly won them the round with the time, and with no health being left on Freddy Frog. Big are going to head up 3-0 with a very convincing bonus round, basically.
Behind the pillar on that AWP. Actually, Grusan's going to get the better of him. Straight peek on short. I don't think Sirison was aware that he was open there. Xanthars spotted out as well as Relaxer picks off Keto, and all of a sudden A is wide open. They'll try and rotate up. tabseN does well to pick off 1. Actually poking around top of connector could get a lot done if he's not found. This AWP of Relaxer, I don't think he expects him to be this far out already, but he will catch the shot as he peeks close. That'll allow the bomb to start its transfer back towards the site, and Xanthars and Tizian. With
Tizian and Sirison being left low on money, I don't think you go for this retake. Big round, though, from Apeks. I know, it can get confusing. We have everything that we need going into it, and that we might have a little bit left over, even if things do go south. So it's definitely going to be interesting once we get there to see if Apeks will give us the same fight. But the wall bang from tabseN, I guess that's a bit of revenge for the spam that we seen Dennis find through short there a couple rounds back.
Tizian looking to swing monster. This could get very messy. Dennis gets the opener. Relaxer finds a second as well. The close angle not working. It's all on Sirison, and he can only find the 1. The quick trades again in favor of Apeks. Relaxer already aware of the heaven rotation will pick off tabseN. Keto is left, clutching at straws in the 1v3. That saved AK-47. All he's really got into his name. He'll find the first. Relaxer the next issue, though, and a quick wallbang headshot secures it. Apeks, their 4th round, despite going a man down early.
Keep things scrappy early on. It's normally not a position where they get to build up too much money. But Apeks obviously have got a lot in the bank. I like the nade stack. Unfortunately, not catching the player jumping right now. I wasn't sure if there was anyone there initially. Groovestar finds Sirison, who decides to take a peek. Relaxer's going to rip off the head of Xanthars, and well, this is not going well for Big at all. tabseN tries to do what he can, but the flames just make it so difficult to see what's going on the other side towards Monster, and as he falls, Keto decides...
Unlocked out the fast rush, but he saw a couple of players rounding the corner, panicked ever so slightly, and in doing so, dropped the molly off the wall to his left and right behind tabseN, left him then utterly stuck. Kriaz trying to fake the idea of fast play in towards B. Flashes over the top. Sirison a little bit isolated, looking the wrong way here. He's peering into short. There's 2 players there. There's 3. Freddy Frog doubles from back on. Keto trying again desperately to bail his AWP out of the situation, but he's just been painting the walls red. Starting to consider maybe trying to save, but Apeks are not going to allow it. Grusan will be taken down. That's the info they need, and the bomb can just dive down to B.
They've decided to gamble up and stack towards the A bomb site, and this is actually probably going to be the correct decision, but Tizian trying to peek in to find some info of what was going on. Will find it, but it costs him his life. Nice shot by Dennis. Xanthars, I mean, if you want any man in this position, this would be him, but I think 4 is probably a bit too much to ask of. He may catch the first off guard, which unfortunately doesn't lead to a kill, and well, Freddy Frog decides to take a little bit more for himself after kicking the round off around connector early on. These nades, they've tried them a few times. I don't think they've found any success yet, sadly. Oh, Sirison, though. Very aggressive angle. He misses. No, he doesn't. But it's Dennis left hobbling, but he's happy to take the hit right there so his team can have the overall advantage.
Apeks have been so damn good at trading it. But again, already a man down Big, in need of some heroics from somebody. Keto will have his opportunity, and Relaxer just a little isolated. Can he get a little bit more here? Timing on the board for Keto. Should be able to catch Freddy Frog for free as he has the nade out. He hears it though and he pivots. Somehow Freddy Frog finds that kill, and now that B-bomb site really does seem like an issue. 15 seconds. Maybe the clock can bail out Big here as Apeks very slow to get into this one. The bomb yet to make its transfer. Molly out in the open as tabseN finds one, and there's 2 low HP players. Bomb goes down. AWP will be removed from the equation, and quickly they are mowing their way through this. Big will have their 5th. Everyone's going to be heading onto this B-bomb site. A smoke and a flash to get them out of it. Early dink comes in. Grusan thought he had a timing, but no. Freddy Frog bails him out. They know exactly where this is going, but how much can they do? Freddy Frog dancing around that pillar, losing teammates all the while. 2, 3 in quick succession for Big. The rotation's just too slow, and already the dink's coming in. It's all Dennis. He's so low on HP, it's never going to happen. Big.
Ooh, we're going to have a bit of a clash between the scopes. The problem is Dennis doesn't have the one shotgun. On the other hand, Sirison does, and he will not miss. Although on the follow-up exchange, it's Relaxa who peeks into the angle that he was already holding and manages to get a little bit of revenge. And once more, going forward, he might just get the vision now on Tizzy, and he's seen the hand. I don't know if Tizzy himself actually spotted him. He knows it's a possibility, I guess. So he is hanging on in the corner. No, eventually peeks out. If he had waited a moment, the smoke would have faded away. Perhaps they could have had the pinch. But instead, it's Apeks that just went out all of the fights. Relaxa with a ridiculous no-scope into the head of tabseN. And well, it's all on Xanthars now. Actually baits out the first up shot at least. But with 40 seconds left, he's surrounded with already rotation coming up through connector as well. There is nothing that he can do right now. A trade at least should be set up. Never mind, Xanthars with a little bit of a spam goes back now, and there should be one player on the flank. And oh, this is a very passive hold from Apeks. So this could catch them off guard. Sirison's going to creep in, playing off of the contact. We'll see when exactly it's found. And there we go, Freddy Frog. He was getting kind of antsy. He wanted to know what was going on. Kreese just goes for a mad swing. I'm not sure what the plan was there. They have an off back in the CT spawn that they should have been waiting for, trying to actually play the contact with, and they've given a couple of opportunities, I've got to say, to Big that didn't need to be given away, and they line up for Keto through the flames. Doesn't matter. Doesn't obstruct his vision at all. It's all on Dennis.
Low on HP, should be taken down, but that gives the information. That gives the game away. Dennis's position now known. They'll start to turn and hunt. Does have a decent amount of utility to try and hold this one off. Smoke goes into Monster. He's got a molly potentially for short to make sure he's not pushed there either. And Big don't look too keen on trying to hunt him down either, aware that as much as they've built up a little bit of bank, it's...
And, well, I'm beginning to think it's looking pretty bad for Apeks after that start they had. They seem to have all kind of just fallen asleep. Maybe Dennis wants to prove me wrong. He hits a nice deagle shot. Used to be known as the Pistol King. Also with the USP, but definitely capable on that deag. Nice shot by Freddy. They do at least, tabseN does at least manage to get one rather, and it didn't look like he was going to. So a good find to at least ensure the numbers don't go in favor of Apeks. And well, with a catch from Xanthars there, ensuring Freddy Frog doesn't fall back away, they will now have the 3-on-2 and should be safe enough wherever they go as long as they move as a unit. But there is an AK in the hands of Kreese, and he's going to go ahead and hunker down in behind the barrels.
If he gets his opportunity, it's the right gun in the right spot. In these barrels, he's got a lot of angles to be careful of though, and the timing really could be everything. Big going to go out with no utility. Clear their way out Monster for free. The deagle will come and support. Question of how much Kriaz can get done now. The nade over the top. Sirison should have been spotted. That's a little bit of info. Kriaz keeping his head tucked in, but Xanthars is all too aware, and it's Relaxa. First frag to his name. Needs 2 more from this deagle. Sirison close to the site. A little vulnerable, and the headshot will come in. Now 1v1. Keto playing in and around this smoke. Needs to secure this one for Big. He's spotted out. He's got 19 HP. 2 deagle shots in succession connect. 9 seconds. He needs one more, and Relaxa will find it. The 1v3 with the deagle. Apeks have their 13th, and Big slipping up at the critical moment.
The only player that was around A anyway was over towards long. Grusan has just got in position and just about in time as well to actually spot the heads as they come up over the curb. And well, he's not going to be able to hang on. No way they expect this long player now though, right? The question is, do they manage to actually catch him when he peeks in? And no, Dennis gets 1. Can he hang on though? He needs that second kill to keep the control and to set them up for a potential retake. And as he falls again, I don't know if there's much opportunity in winning the round for Apeks, but maybe they can prove me wrong. Just constant 1-for-1s though. It's not really going to be enough.
The nerves starting to set in as well. Relaxa going to be put under pressure. The surf from tabseN trying to make that shot as awkward as possible. He's going to go through the smoke as well. Relaxa are aware of it. Will find the first. Plenty more where that came from though. Freddy Frog going to try and deny. Does actually grab himself an AK. Stays alive as well. Can't quite get it. Support in the form of Relaxer, but he's got to be so cautious. Without the armor, can't afford to be chunking nades. Dennis's position, so aggressive, so risky, fully blinded. He finds the frag. How? Keto just dancing. Somehow goes down. Dennis will be traded 1-for-1, but he can thank his lucky stars. It's only that. Relaxer will be able to fall off the back of it as well. He buys just enough time for his AWPer to escape, and Big will be forced to reset.
But it gave away what could have potentially been an advantage for them early on in this round. Either way, still have the 4-on-4, and they are going to find out pretty soon that the B hit is coming in ahead of the smoke as they decide to pounce. It's only going to be one from Freddy Frog. That's all the B defense can give them. That means Relaxa and Grusarn with barely any utility, with no kits in play, are going to have to make this retake happen now.
Grusarn drops down, smoke goes towards short, nobody home from Big. Relaxer spotted, traded 1-for-1 short, but Grusarn time is against him. Nothing he can do.
Not so far, and Freddy Frog might actually want to wait for a bit more of an opportunity. He doesn't want to play his hand yet. He's going to be forced to. There we go. Now can he escape is the question. He's got a smoke at least to drop down. They're trying to hunt this. Tabson has the bomb, so he doesn't want to go too aggressive on this. And, well, yeah, that should be an advantage left untraded for Apeks.
Somehow Freddy Frog gets out of dodge. I was worried for a split second there. Xantares started to turn, started to be aware. Can't quite find the connection, though, and off the back of it, they've just got to go B. Fast in. Kriaz on those barrels will be found for free. Low HP on two of these players as well. They've got to be so careful, and Tizian doing all the work. It's Freddy Frog trying to chime in, but he can only find his second. And again, Apeks just locked out of this B-site retake. Big, giving them absolutely nothing. Tizian is there for the quick headshot, and Dennis is left 1v3. The low HP player will go down, sure, but Searson can just set. He knows exactly what's coming. The bomb is already more than halfway gone. The pop flash tries to give Dennis some room to move. He grabs the second, but Tabson will trade it just as it looks dangerous. With Grusarn in tow to hold things down on A, it is going to be the B site again. Big's favoured of the two. Pop flashes through. Kriaz takes out the short control, and now it's all Monster. The flashes are good. Xantares will trade 1-for-1, but the players are here. The rotations are in. Dennis gets one on the secondary AWP. Playing around those barrels, he's just got to buy time, and he knows it. Dancing through the flames, he'll go. Retreats to pillar somehow. Gets out of it alive. Searson caught with just the deagle. Does well to find one, but Apeks will have their round.
Yeah, it seemed like early on in that T side for Big that Searson was starting to wake up, but he didn't get going as much as I expected. Maybe because Tabson was just taking all of the kills. Oh, that finally worked. Did that work once in regulation?
No.
I actually don't think so. Yeah, it wasn't even doing any damage.
Trying Frog off guard here. It's all on the timing. Xantares will go up. Freddy Frog completely unawares. Tizian underneath him. The stack works to perfection. Should frag a piece, one on short, one in con, and all of a sudden Apeks with no control at all, no idea what's coming their way. Tizian hangs around in short a little while longer and gets another Big again up a notch. Grusarn at least will trade for one. The flashbang gets something done, but they are still a man down. The B-bomb site heavily occupied. 18 seconds left. The molly goes out. They haven't even extinguished shit. They've been spotted. 13 seconds. They've got to get out. Grusarn finds one, but it's all him. 1-2. Xantares still on quick headshot finds him, stops the bomb. He's got to go find Searson, and he's got to do it now. Time is his ultimate enemy. It will be Big. They will have their map point. 18-16. I'm desperate.
Apeks obviously let things slip when they had the chance in regulation to close it out, and, well, they want to be the ones to make the comeback happen now. They saw the barrel, though. Relax it. Is he going to be caught off guard? Peeks back into it. Keto has the drop, and there we go. Big again with the first blood in the round. Apeks will have to fight in from behind as they did in the previous one. And will they be successful this time is the question. I don't love that from Grusarn. A solo peek out through the smoke over towards Monster. At least they will find some success elsewhere in Connector, but again, they try and make the play out through Monster smoke. Tapping through. Dennis lets the Tracers give away his position. Come on, lads.
Pressure getting to them. Freddy Frog left with a 1v4 to clutch their own map pick to take it to double OT. It's never going to happen. Big Clan will find themselves the victory, stealing the map pick of Apeks. Going into the pistol, Freddy Frog very aggressive on this initial peak, and I'm not sure I like this whatsoever. He's going to be encountering all of the T-side offense, trying to get what he can done, but as Xantares trades, B is wide open as a result. Tabson already here to start catching the rotations. Grusarn actually does incredibly well to deal with him. Maybe makes this a viable retake now. 3 players swarming from short. Just the one in kitchen in the form of Kriaz as bomb goes down. And if they can deal with him, they can take the defuse kit away as well. Then this gets very ugly. But the short push is starting to come in, and as of yet, Big have not cleared their way into the kitchen fully. Keto gets one early. Dennis goes down, quickly traded, but it's still in favor of Big, and Grusan is out in no man's land, taking a ton of damage, finally dealt with. It's all on Kriaz, 1v2. A couple of tags here and there, sure, spots out both of them, but it won't even matter.
Fairly safe as well from Big, going mostly rifles and, well, looking for short control to try and keep the range as they take these fights. But they might just be walking into the B stack. It looks like they are incredibly committed to this right now. Unfortunately for Apeks, the shots are not landing, and it doesn't really seem like the numbers are working in their favor, at least up until Freddy Frog gets a shot at it. Gonna find themselves too. The smoke goes down as he looks to try and, I'd imagine, probably reload that Galil. Either way, has bullets in it now and has already found himself a third. The fourth on the Xantar swings in. What is that from Freddy Frog? He gets the ace.
They've made it right past him. Surely no idea at all at this point. 3 players for Big staring down middle. Grusan with the MP9. It's not the best weapon for this kind of range. If he taps away, though, could get so much done. Searson spotted as well now. They know exactly what's coming, and Grusan is going to have a field day. Taps away, deals with Searson. Xantares doesn't expect more aggression. The trade's working out perfectly. The man advantage found, and the MP9 still causing havoc deep in towards T-spawn now. Keto will try and recover the AWP to make something of this in the 4-on-3. Does well to find the first pick, but they can't get away from these MP9s, man. Grusan finds another. The B-bomb site at the very least is open. The plant will come through. And it's going to have to be the 2-on-3 after plant. Tizian trying to make this lurk work early. Could potentially catch a man in short. Doesn't pull the trigger. Should now get the freebie as Freddy Frog looks to transfer. Keto isolated. Doesn't know Dennis is already all the way up short, but he's found his teammate. And it's now all on to Dennis in the 1v2. Trying to isolate these fights. Spots out Keto, but can't quite find the connection. And the teammate is now here to support. The crossfire well established as Keto keeps on swinging. Dennis manages to isolate the first. 20 seconds left on this bomb. He's got a smoke for it as well. No defuse kit, needs the full 10 seconds, taps it, baits it and swings, but the time is going to be so close. He hasn't got it. So close to the critical clutch. A triple kill from Dennis on the AK, but just not quite enough time left on the clock. If he has a defuse kit, it's job done.
But also the weaker weapons, the scout onto Circe, and we know he's capable with that weapon, but he'd rather the up. How has Tizian covered so much ground? Just catches Grusarn on the stairs. Kreese was tucked in top palace and does at least find 2. But will it be enough is the question now. At 3-on-3, the CTs have already rotated back over and they don't want to let the bomb go down. I thought maybe it would be the setup for the retake at that point, but Dennis charges in, finds 1, but it's traded back, so it's kept equal for Big. It's a position where they can slow things down now and just play this together.
Hidden passive behind the bench. Searson will drop onto site. Knows he needs something, but Xantares has caught him. Relaxer not able to get anything done. Freddy Frog sure he takes out the hold on B, but the bomb's going to go down regardless. Knows exactly where to look. Spots him as well on the first strafe. It's an easy lineup. Taps away, gets some good damage. Flirting with the idea, but it's Freddy Frog with the clean headshot instead. Xantares known for his aim. Freddy Frog goes one better.
We said this should be Biggs pretty easily. That's why we were so worried that overpass had been stolen away. But perhaps it's not even much of an issue. Nice shot by Freddy Frog. He's just looking insane. I mean, considering he's the B player and he's at 14-3, I mean, yeah. Normally the B apps player is incredibly bored, but not the case for Freddy Frog right now.
At least a frag to work with. Xantares gets the rifle as well. Maybe they can try and anchor something off the back of it. Tabson on low HP, though, will be dealt with. Now the swing comes in, and Keto just can't quite find the connection he's after. Xantares and Searson, again, they inherit the sinking ship. Sure, there's a 4A1S on the board. Sure, Searson has got that favoured scout, but how do they even make anything of it? Xantares spotted, does well to find 1. With Grusan removed, maybe this starts to become viable. Searson, though, not being given anything from Palace, knows he's got bomb on his back, needs to get out of there. Will get his peak. Kriaz walks right into it. Now 2-on-2. No real utility. 1 smoke on Xantares to get them out, but that's not going to be enough. Freddy Frog hears the footsteps. 8 seconds. They've got to dial this bomb in, and if Freddy Frog denies, it's done. Searson spins to get it down. Xantares backs his man up, and once again, it's Relaxer. This time 1v2 as he gets the first. Xantares to try and clutch up with the triple. Low HP on Relaxer as well. The AWP trying to sneak his way out the door, and he might get the drop here. The flashbang gives him away, though, and Xantares will clutch it.
Which would be a pretty decent recovery. I mean, we already seen them make the comeback happen back on overpass. They definitely didn't make things easy for themselves. But a win is a win. The 5th round would be a big help. Xantars punishes that aggression into ramp. There was a second player initially following up, but I guess they thought it was going to be clear. Didn't expect someone to actually be waiting around the corner. And obviously with the weaker weapon, with the weaker weapons, with the weaker buy in general that's in play from Big, they don't really need to give these chances over, and they keep on going for it. Xantars has got 2 kills. They were going to hit B, but they've decided against that now because they've just found so much success elsewhere, and they've got rifles there to be obtained. They give them just a much better chance right now in this round. Pushing out onto A. Relax is going to get around to the CT spawn just as the molly goes down, just as the flashes come in. And the question is now, they don't actually have a smoke to block him off, so he could still be a nuisance. Getting this bomb down might not be the easiest task ever.
Deep smoke will make them get away with it, rather. Nade goes over the top, but doesn't find enough damage. 3-on-5 retake to try and come in. Of course, Apeks will be throwing the kitchen sink at this one. Last of the half, but so many angles to deal with. Searson with the early tag. Got support from Underdark, support from Double. Relaxer finds the first, but there's plenty more required. tabseN going to be the real issue here. Hits the clean headshot. Teammates there to back him up. Tizian doubles. I'll have to wait and see if he can make it happen again here. Into the pistol early. Looks like the full A execute setup. 2 smokes, 3 flashes, and a molly to try and get them into this. Big not interested in playing the retake either. 3 players here, ready and waiting as they swarm out the ramp. k1to missing the first couple shots, puts tabseN under pressure. Mollied out of Underdark, and as k1to goes down as well, Apeks ramping the pressure up here. 3-on-5, the bomb site conceded. They're going to keep pushing as well. Into CT they go. Tizian with the flash is actually going to go out, but he can't hit his shot. Relaxer back turned. The most difficult target in the world, despite being stationary. And Xantars and Searson are left with a surely impossible clutch. 2-on-5, so limited in their map control. Make it 1. Relaxer removes Xantars' head in quick fashion. And Searson, well, this would take something truly spectacular. An awkward first fight. Yes, he'll find the connection, but there's so much more where that came from. He's being flanked out all the while. It won't even matter. Kriaz secures 11.
And some good damage actually done rather from Apeks there. I think k1to tried to peek in from window and got tagged down. Wasn't able to peek back through, so as I said, just waited it out instead. And eventually the kill comes its way to Searson. And well, look at this position from Tizian, who's pushed all the way up to the apartments. I don't love it, but he's made it work somehow. Gets himself 1 and should be allowed to fall back if he wants to. Doesn't want to, though, considering he also has Searson pushed up on mid. The no-scope doesn't land. Relaxa had landed so many of those back on overpass that maybe he's feeling a little bit too lucky right now.
2-on-5. Damage done, sure, but the A bomb site should be closed here. Big looking for the aggression. Works out well for them. Just about keeping all these rifles up now for the CT side. Not letting Apeks really get any route back in. Any opportunity to make their economy strain. Nice pot flash over the top. Will be used to good effect. tabseN falls. Searson the next issue. Deep in connector, and they've got... Oh, but Freddy Frog actually finds the first. That will allow the bomb to go down. Now 2-on-3. They need this from Xantars. Good damage onto the second man. The nade will do even more. He's down to just 6 HP in the firebox. Searson will pin him to the wall. Represents one of the biggest barriers yet. Tizian going to try and be aggressive with that MP9. Pot flashed in perfectly. Freddy Frog, nothing he can do. Damage through the smoke as well. Tizian now aggressive. Means they just have to go back towards A. There's nothing more they can do. And that's right into the crosshairs of Xantars and k1to. Some of the heaviest firepower of this CT side posted over on the A site. More rotating in by the second. They do have the utility to plan the execute out. They do have the set smokes. And they'll look to use them now. Try and isolate some of these early fights. k1to on the AUG, peeking deep into the A ramp will be the first issue. Swings wide. Dennis finds the dink, but not the conversion. k1to, good damage onto the second man as well. Should have made this round winnable now. Xantars playing around these triple boxes. Waiting for a flashbang, waiting for something from his teammates. tabseN will push the bench. Risky play, but he gets away with it, and the low HP will be rewarded. Xantars cleans things up with Searson in tow. Could do all of the work needed here. It will go deep. Will catch a couple of players as well. It is going to be this B hit. Pot flash through. Tizian trying to get close. Leaves him under. Will find the frag. Now it's all on Xantars, and he can't find a damn thing. Grusan on the recovered M4 gets so much done. The Molly's trying to deny the plant. It won't happen. At least it will force them off site. 3-on-3, so much damage on the board here. tabseN with no health will be dealt with. Surely not like this. k1to finds 1, trying to keep Big in the balance in the 2-on-2. Searson whiffing on that. AWP is punished, and it's all k1to. 1v1 against Kriaz, and the Molotov will give him 15. Apeks, they clutch it up with Tex and a Mac-10. How do Big let them get away with that?
10. I mean, it's scrappy all the way down to the last moment. It wasn't made easy for Apeks by any chance on those pistols, no, but Big, it wasn't the round they could afford to let slip away. And well, a good start from the up at least comes through there as they catch the player trying to creep up through the short smoke. And it looks like Apeks are pretty set in stone on wanting to commit to B again after finding success on that weaker buy, but this time the entries are not going quite as well. Tizian even peeks back above the smoke. It looked like maybe Kreese was trying to watch it that under the smoke with a bit of a one-way of his own. If that wasn't the case, then unfortunately his teammate was kind of just abandoned alone. Either way, Kreese is left now in a 1-on-3, and this should be Big's round to give them a chance again to try and fight it back to an overtime, which is what they had to do on Overpass, to be fair, and they were successful.
I mean, with Searson holding from CT, it should just be all for free. Grusan, though, gets the frag straight up, and Searson keeps on missing. So alone in CT, he's going to be rushed down. This Rings of Dust 2, the pop flash in isn't good enough. Grusan gets yet more. He just keeps on fragging. He's on for the damn ace. The hero rifle doing absolutely everything, and Xantares is left. A 1v5 to stop us from going to D2. So many angles, it won't damn matter. D2 will be the deciding map.
Much cleaner performance here if you're Big and if you want to inspire hope, not only into your fans, but into yourself. Oh. It is needed, and what a shot by Kreese. He barely shows himself over on long. He had a very tough time back on Mirage and never really got going, so that's not going to be great confidence for him. But as I say that, trades are at least found back on mid. It's going to be all of Big pretty much pushing forward in this area, and they've been caught up a little bit, not able to advance forward onto B itself, and instead just taking all of these fights and, well, not having a bad time initially. Freddy Frog just peeks back in. What?
Kenny S peek from Relaxer. Grusan tucked in behind the stairwell as well to back him up. Bait and switch will come through. Missed shot, but it's Grusan who's there to back his AWPer up, and Relaxer can hang around here, buy a little more time, drop some more utility. In fact, pop flash coming in. Grusan might want to swing on that. Molotov traps him in the corner, though. He's dropping all of his utility, desperate to try and survive this situation, and oh, he gets out of it as well. He hangs around. He is so desperate for another frag here. Will finally be traded out, and now Relaxer's position in trouble. Searson and Xantares with a couple of frags. Apeks just overextending ever so slightly, and they find themselves 2-on-4. Searson, not expecting the player on ramp, will go down, but it's a 1v3 on that B bomb site, and Freddy Frog actually has abandoned it to get the mid kill, so the bomb will just make its way through, uncontested onto B. Freddy Frog hears the footsteps. And will they look for this 2-on-2 retake? He's going to probe the window all the time. He is everything. Very nearly finds Tabson. But now Xantares is set in towards the car, getting damaged through the smoke.
Which is not going to be easy with the health that they have. Both players tagged up heavily. Freddy Frog especially. Might even want to consider backing away, but that's not going to be allowed anymore, even if they wanted to. Kreese is left alone. It's going to be Big who come alive. And what initially was a fantastic start into the round. It was a 5-on-3, I believe, right?
Yep. Flashes will come over the top to try and blind as many players as they can. Early peek missed. Now it's all Freddy Frog. He finds the first. Dennis, in fact, through the doors. He will be traded, but that's bought time, and it's a double spray down. Next player low on HP for Freddy Frog as well. He's looking to do it all, and he'll find the triple. Searson trying to keep things alive. 1v2 now. AWP recovered as well. Kriaz will hear him transfer onto the site. That jump will give the game away. He goes straight through the smoke to find it as well. Apeks leaving Freddy Frog alone over towards B with the MP9 feels like a risk, but they've weighed it off and they're going to try it anyway. Nice nade. That'll dunk onto Tizian, but Searson's found the opener. Mid-pick. Dennis getting a little too keen with it. Will be found. Finally having some effect with that AWP. He struggled for a while. Pop flashes through. The early B split looking to be called here. And Relaxer's got to go through. He's got to get something. Catches Searson in transition. It is still just that MP9 over on the B bomb site. And he knows he's in trouble. He's got to stay alive. Grusan never expects the boosted player. Tizian will take him out. So that bomb will make a free transfer. Xantares caught in no man's land somehow. They're making a meal of this, and Relaxer will take full advantage. Xantares with 7 HP in the site. Suddenly this retake becomes viable as the bomb goes down. But do they want to commit to it? They must know Xantares is low. If they can find that frag in mid, then maybe this becomes winnable. He's just hiding behind the Xbox, fully aware that he is just there to buy time at this point. He just has to stay alive. He'll be flanked out, but the bomb is already a quarter ticked as they start to make their way up through short, and Tabson and Tizian look to hold.
As you said, that's the problem. Xantares just wasted so much time. They've got to be holding W right now if they want any chance at even then. I don't know if they're going to have it with the player positioned on long. The first shot comes in as the molly goes down now and actually might even make their approach onto the site a little bit more difficult. Yeah, they're forced to drop the smoke to extinguish the flames. And at that point, don't have any opportunity to hop on the bomb. Great shots connected by Tizzy, and he puts Big across the finish line there to take their second round.
Searson straight through the molly this time with an AWP. He's trying to charge into B. That should have been heard, but Freddy Frog completely unaware. A free frag for Searson, and now he can play the edges of the smoke. Dennis, in such an awkward spot, has to fall back to the car, and that opens him up. Flash is good. He will be able to trade, but the teammates are already here. Big have swarmed the B-bomb site. And this time, it's far, far cleaner. Relaxer's barrel spotted out. That's a freebie. And Kriaz is left 1v4. He'll need damage. He needs something here. He's going to be pincered in, though, from all sides. Nothing, surely, he can do. He'll get one from sight. Does well to even manage that. The pot flash won't work out. Tapping away. Keto will convert.
Initially making it look like he was committing up through short, and that's actually what the rest of his teammates are going to go for. But he's ready to cut off rotations in the spawn, and there's no way this will be expected. Obviously, though, his teammates do need to find some success. Kree is in on Car. What the hell? The transfer onto Xanthars. I'm not sure how he's getting away with this, but he's done it. He's got a double kill, and at least has given them an advantage now to play for the retake.
A chance, and oh my goodness, he keeps getting more. Kriaz trading across the board, and it's Tizian. The CT, the late rotate catcher, left in the 1v4. It's never going to happen. Relaxer gets the frag.
Should have at least been traded there 1-for-1, and Big might be kicking themselves. Grusarn, Tizian. I don't know how he's seen that, but okay. Just went for a bit of a spam, I guess. Gets pretty fortunate that Grusarn was trying to push in. Could have seen him on the radar, to be fair. I think there might have been maybe the smallest gap ever around the smoke. Kriaz also decides to push through a smoke over on B tunnels. What is going on? I don't like these attempts at aggression from Apeks.
Feels like the wrong call at the wrong time. Another awkward call made. Relaxer takes the tag, finds the frag. Risky decisions being made. Tizian will be caught. Back into the 3-on-3 now. He's trying to grab himself the AK. That's not going to be allowed. A-bomb site is wide open, however. We'll just have to concede it with Relaxer on low HP. There's really nothing he can do. That Molotov keeps him completely out of the equation. Bomb will go down. The retake will be required once again. Freddy Frog making sure the long doors are clear. Xanthars' position really becomes critical here. Looking to hold for the flanks. They've got to get in through CT. The crossfires are well established as well. Freddy Frog is going to need so much to go his way. Missed shot and Tabson punishes. Position known on the site, sure, but he can just dance, stay alive, buy time, and that's all he does. 2 to his name on site.
Main rifle. No, they actually have 2. I didn't realize they had an M4 and an AUG. A little bit better than I expected then, I suppose. Even have decent nades behind it, but, well, they've lost the player. Relaxer wanted some early action on mid, and he gets it, but unfortunately it costs him his life. And even a second kill now from Keto being found on long. Kriaz wants to force the issue. He knew that they needed something back in the position that they were facing. Unfortunately, just didn't expect nearly all of Big, pretty much, to be ready for the follow-up swing there from the long house. So that's going to be a 4-on-2. This should be Big heading towards a 9-6 half. And considering the start that Apeks had, this is definitely not what we were expecting.
2-on-4, of course, throw the kitchen sink at it time. Dennis playing the edge is not going to happen. 9-6 at the half. Big accelerating as time goes on. Can Apeks pull this back? They're looking to put an early stab to the heart of those dreams. Fast play coming in towards this B-bomb site. Flashes over the top. And here we go. Xanthars and Searson on the car as they make their way round. Dennis with the quick 2-tap. But Searson is still here. Tapping away. 2. Looking for more. His teammates are here. And it's the lockdown. Searson and Keto. It feels like all the momentum is with Big Clan right now, and they need to start slowing things down on Apeks. They need to take some of that control back. Searson will be dealt with in mid. That's something at the very least. The scout removed from the equation early, and maybe, just maybes.
Question is now, what is the plan? They have a smoke and a flash. The smoke is being put down here to allow them to push out on short. That nade does so much damage, though. Damn, Relaxer, Dennis, and Freddy Frog taking low, but they're still hitting shots. It doesn't matter if not a single bullet is going to land for Big, and they're not managing to do anything. They're forced to give up A, run away.
They'll grab themselves some firepower as well. Scouts, FAMAS, AK in the hands of Kriaz. Pistols for the remainder. This time, Searson may have his chance to have an impact. Dennis close on short, spotted out. He's got to be so careful, though. Doesn't want to leave that AWP in an unrecoverable spot, but Tizian is there to back his man up. Big early opening here for the CT side. The man advantage absolutely critical in these half-buy scenarios. You need to be able to apply pressure group those pistols up and get something done with them. tabseN will even squirrel away an AK. Waits for the flash, but nothing coming. Molotov instead to force Apeks even further back into things. tabseN thinking about more aggression. The footsteps will be heard at the very least, but with the man advantage, Big don't even care. It's going to be mid B. No split element to this whatsoever. The utility coming through is going to be straight. All 4 out mid, all 4 into the B site, but the CT's already looking to contest, playing the edges. Dennis is going to go down for free, or he flicks it! tabseN the next one. Surely he doesn't risk going through that smoke again, but he's got to help his players out. He's got to find multiple. Spray down good for 2. Keeps the hopes alive here, and as the Deegs find more damage, it's all on Relaxer. 1v2. Recovered 4A1S in hand. Bomb on his back. What can he find here? Xantares is thinking about peeking out of that window. That would surely be a death sentence. searsin on the angle, though, will find the conversion. This angle's going to be so difficult to deal with. A timing shot potentially to come through here as well. It goes inches above Kriaz's head. Nade will do good work, though. Tags onto multiple players. They should know exactly what's coming here. Xantares in the perfect position to counter it as well. Close left-hand angle, not checked. 2, 3 through the smoke. Xantares locking down B. tabseN is there to support, and that is more like it, Big. 14 on the board. Can they get past it, though? The nades will come in. Relaxer down to 27 HP before he's seen a single player. His flashes over the top are critical. They need to keep all this utility. This has to work now. Keto misses another. His teammates are here to support, but he's missing. Xantares sprays down 2. Has to stay alive. Has to buy time. Freddy Frog knows it. They swing, but it's all Xantares. 4. Locking out that B-bomb site. Dennis, surely nothing. He finds 1. He's being backstabbed all the while. Tizian spraying him through the door down to 16. He's only got the Deagle in the 1v2. Xantares is a 1 shot to the chest. Maybe if he finds that, it would be viable, but Xantares will have his ace. It will be Big Clan. The 2-1 victory, making it a reality. And man, oh man, what a series that was.